Well, I was looking at this and people were saying how it was illegal for Musk to do what he was doing. On one hand, you're like, it's his money and it's his time. It's his time, his dime. He can do what he want to do with it. But we have laws in this country. Okay? And they're not meant to be usurped. They're meant to be followed. That is the intent. That's why it's important to have sound judgment, sound character, and diplomacy already in place in our candidates for president. So that we're not going back and telling them, hey, you can't do that. That's wrong. We've deemed that illegal. This is undue influence, undue sway, because no one else can match your thrust. No one else can match what you do. You're at the top, we're at the bottom, we're in the middle, but we can't match what you do. You can't use the full weight of all your money against us in our American election. That's what we're saying. You can't do that. One person has said something. I don't know about the rest of the people in those swing states. I'm sure they're not saying anything, because if you could get $1 million check, $1 million is $1 million. Okay? I'm sure a lot of us could use $1 million right about now. So on one hand, I do understand that as a human, but I'm also an American citizen, and I understand that we just can't do any old thing that we want to do, like a child. We are not to be childlike in our thinking about our United States government. Period. You got two of the richest men, billionaires, 2 billionaires, and come on, can you please just look at it from the other side of the fence? A lot of us aren't billionaires. And even if you are a billionaire and you're a Democrat, you're not funding a whole super PAC by yourself. Or even with anybody else. But it doesn't matter, because Kamala Harris, VP Harris, raised $1 billion in 90 days. And she still has to fight like hell to stay current in the polls, to stay up in the polls. While Mr. Trump, all he got to do is serve some fries at McDonald's, woo woo woo, getting his picture taken. He a pretty boy. He might be 78, but he's been a pretty boy this entire time. Okay, he is what he is. And it's just photo ops for him. He's not looking at it from beneath the billionaire status, and you have to be able to have that ability to look at things on a perspective with the American people. Because our necks and arms can't reach up there where you are. With you're shoulder to shoulder with all these world leaders and da 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 da. That's great for you personally. We're happy for you personally. Okay? But as far as business is business. And if it's wrong, it's wrong. You can't do that with all of your money. And you can choose who you want to support. That's what American politics is about. If you can vote here, then vote. Most states have early voting. I've already voted. And because I already knew going in who I was voting for. I'm not trying to sway anybody's vote, but I am saying this is a flag on the play. You can't do the things that you're doing with your money in this election. I don't care if it's a super PAC. That's undue influence. Who's not going to jump at a chance for $1 million? Come on now. It's like if someone tells you not to fish here, it's like, well, I'm not fishing. I just put this worm on this hook. I'm not fishing. Then you cast the hook and line into the water and the sinker. Hook, line, and sinker into the water. And you're just sitting in the boat. I'm just sitting in the boat. I'm not fishing. I'm just holding the pole. I just threw it in. I just baited it. I'm not fishing. This is what fishing looks like, though. You're saying you're not fishing, but all the steps equal fishing. You look like you're fishing, and sometimes perception is 100% for us who are on the outside. You can't do that with all your money. That's too much. We can't. Nobody can compete with that. Even $1 billion in 90 days. So yeah.